The chance for storms and highs in the triple digits make today a WRAL weather alert day. I'm tracking whether this pattern continues into your weekend.
Breaking news, a man is dead after a Sampson County deputy shot him early this morning. 2 deputies now on paid administrative leave. What we're learning from the SBI about this investigation.
World Cup watch party, a special viewing in Durham as Team USA takes to the pitch for the first time in the tournament. What you can do to be a part of the action for tonight's matchup.
Today is the second day in a row we have a WRAL weather alert day. There's a heat advisory and a chance for severe storms this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Chris Lovingood. Yeah, a lot going on. We have meteorologist Amy Wilmoth right now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at the timeline for these storms and how hot it's going to feel, Amy.
It is going to be another hot day. This is going to be very similar to yesterday. So we have the extreme heat today. We also have a level 2 risk for almost the entire viewing area today. Most of those are going to come very late in the day. We'll take a look at the timeline in a minute. The heat advisory in effect for everyone until 8 o'clock this evening. It's already very hot outside. It's 97 degrees already in Raleigh. 99 is the current heat index. It feels like 108 in Goldsboro, 106 in Clinton, 100 in Rocky Mount and South Hills. So already dangerously hot out there, and this is just going to get worse as we progress through the next few hours. And taking a look at the pavement temperatures, be careful if you're taking the dog out for a walk, maybe on your lunch hour. Keep it to the shade or the grassy spots. These numbers are super high. Those will continue to climb. The peak heat index forecast anywhere from 104 to 109 perhaps this afternoon. And we do have that chance for storms. It's a level 2 risk still for most of the viewing area. And the biggest threat would be damaging winds. That's what we saw with yesterday's storms that moved through as well. They also brought a lot of heavy rain to some spots as well. So the timeline for this, around 5 or 6 o'clock, it's about a 30% chance. Our highest chance for storms comes between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. And with any of the storms that develop today, we could have some strong damaging winds. So weather alert day today. Saturday, hit and miss storms. It's still very hot. Now Sunday, a chance for storms, and that could impact some Canes watch parties. We'll take a look at that with Futurecast coming up.
Amy, thank you. Parts of the Triangle are in exceptional drought, and this is considered the worst drought since March of 2008, which could result in major crop and pasture losses. WRAL's Willie Danley joins us live after speaking to Raleigh water officials. Willie, any end in sight?
Renee, Ed Buchan from Raleigh Water tells me if he had the answer to that question, he would buy a lottery ticket. According to him, the high temperatures, the near record high temperatures that we've seen this week have taken a toll on the water supply. You can even see here at Lake Johnson just how much that water line has been pushed back due to how much water has evaporated. The high heat has led to a lot of water evaporation and an increased need for businesses, hospitals, schools, and other facilities that already use a lot of water to use even more. Buchan tells me for the most part, residents are abiding by the water restrictions that are in place. But since April 20th, officials have issued 244 educational letters, 10 official warnings, and a recorded 355 violations related to water use rules.
So we are going to be looking at ways to increase our enforcement presence. So that includes having more active patrols at certain times of day, using some of our operations staff to be able to witness things like that and report those. And we do have, in some cases, the ability to read irrigation meters, so we know when those were used.
Buchan tells me there are other things that you can do besides limiting your watering of grass or plants. You can take shorter showers or wash dishes in the sink when only the sink is full. You can visit WRAL.com to find out more information about how you can help conserve water. Willie Danley, WRAL News at Lake Johnson.
Willie, thanks. The city of Durham will move to stage 2 restrictions starting Monday. No spray irrigation is allowed, and car washing is limited to commercial facilities. No new landscape exemption licenses will be issued. Stage 2 restrictions will remain in effect until both reservoirs return to full levels.
Let's get to some breaking news we've been following today. We have learned that a man who Sampson County deputies shot is dead. Less than an hour ago, the SBI confirmed the 22-year-old man's death. Let's go ahead and bring in WRAL's Sean Gallagher. He sent him there to that scene to get more information. Sean, we still have a lot of questions here. I mean, details are scarce.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure, Chris. But the investigation, at least here physically, appears to be gone. Nobody here from SBI or any law enforcement. But we have learned that that 22-year-old man apparently had a knife on him when police arrived, according to witnesses. And those two deputies involved have been placed on an administrative leave. Now, the State Bureau of Investigation was called in to help process the scene, as they usually are when it's a deputy or officer-involved shooting. They say it happened around 3 a.m. when Sampson County deputies responded to a 911 call at this Dollar General Market in Facet. Now, one neighbor tells me gunshots woke him up this morning, and when he came outside, he says he heard even more.
It's unusual because it's a country there. Mess don't happen every now and then. You might hear a drive-by some gang mess, but you in the country, this don't happen like this. This is something, kind of new, but it don't happen like this down here, not in the country like that.
So I have requested the 911 call in hopes to know why law enforcement was called here in the first place. And we're also working to try to find the identity of that man that was killed here. And we will, of course, bring you the latest updates all throughout the afternoon and starting at 4 o'clock on WRAL News. In Faison, Sean Gallagher, WRAL News.
Meanwhile, over in Raleigh, police are investigating an attack that sent 3 people to the hospital. Look at this video here. This is from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on North Raleigh Boulevard near Lions Park. Officers say 3 men got into a fight, and that turned into a stabbing. The victims are expected to recover, but no word on any arrests yet.
10 years ago today, a gunman opened fire inside the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. The mass shooting left 49 people dead and another 58 injured. The gunman died after an hours-long standoff with police. Earlier this year, the building itself was torn down, but parts will live within a memorial. Construction is set to begin in September. The U.S. Park Service is investigating after a huge number 8647 were marked into the grounds of the National Mall. The vandalism comes just days before massive crowds are expected in that area for a UFC match celebrating the president's 80th birthday. The message was found yesterday. Aerial images from EarthCam showed the numbers appearing as dead grass on a stretch of lawn near the World War II memorial. 86 is a common restaurant industry phrase that means to remove or get rid of something, while President Trump is the nation's 47th president. You may recall that the Justice Department indicted former FBI Director James Comey for threatening the president's life after a social media post he made showed an image of seashells on a North Carolina beach, and those shells were arranged to read 8647. Comey deleted the post within hours, saying he had no idea that it would be interpreted as a violent message or a threat. He called the prosecution politically motivated and plans to appeal.
I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center. We have an update on President Trump's anti-weaponization fund. Today, early this morning, a federal judge has agreed to extend a court-ordered block on the Trump administration's creation and operation of that $1.8 billion settlement fund for compensating people who claim to be victims of a weaponized government. So earlier this month, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche told Congress the government is scrapping its plans for the fund in the face of a fierce bipartisan backlash. Well, government attorneys have argued that lawsuits challenging the fund are now moot, but plaintiffs' attorneys aren't satisfied by the Attorney General's assurances that the fund won't be moved forward. Meanwhile, President Trump has not publicly made a comment in endorsing the cancellation at this time.
Police in Raleigh are looking for a driver they say hit a woman and then just drove away. This happened around 3:30 this morning at Carolina Pines Avenue and Steel Street. Investigators say that woman is being treated at the hospital and she's expected to live. Meanwhile, a car ended up on its side after a crash this morning near NC State's campus. We were there for the aftermath around 3 a.m.-ish at Varsity Drive and Fawcett Drive. This is off Western Boulevard, if you're familiar. Our team saw NC State police conducting a field sobriety test on a driver, and we are working to learn whether anyone was hurt and what even led up to this crash.
The crowd goes wild. Take a look at the celebration last night outside Lenovo Center after the Canes pulled off a crucial win in Game 5. The team now just one win away from bringing Lord Stanley's Cup back to Raleigh. Ali Calabar shares how you can be a part of the excitement at the watch party on Sunday.
There was so much excitement last night because we are just one win away from securing that Stanley Cup. Look at all those flags up there outside Lenovo Center. Just one space left. Watch the moments shortly after the Canes won Game 5 and fans realize they're just a win away from the Cup. Look at all that towel waving. Caniacs of all ages celebrated another big win last night. The 15th warning flag is now up, and the Canes are leading the series 3-2 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Fans tell us why they have faith their team will take home the Stanley Cup this weekend.
I feel great. I think we can do it in 6. I think it's great for the city. I've been a lifelong Canes fan. I'm just excited to see us bring the cup home.
Just one win away from the Stanley Cup. Fans are hoping that one win happens at Game 6. It is in Vegas. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. There are watch parties throughout the Triangle. One happens right inside Lenovo Center. Tickets go on sale today, 10 a.m. for season ticket holders, and then 3 p.m. for general public. Let's get that one more win, Canes. Reporting at Lenovo Center, Allie Katlabar, WRAL News.
Again, we say, let's go Canes. So after winning Game 5 last night at Lenovo Center, Game 6 will be Sunday night in Las Vegas. Now, if a Game 7 is needed, it would be back here in Raleigh on Wednesday.
You can go to the WRAL YouTube channel for all things Hurricanes. Search WRAL on YouTube and then look for our Carolina Hurricanes 2026 Playoff Run playlist.
Next at noon, golf master accused of misconduct. What a clubhouse employee accuses legendary golfer Phil Mickelson of doing and the fallout that followed.
SOS at Six Flags. The mission rescuers had to launch because a family was stuck high up on a ride.
And Durham World Cup party. How you can view the World Cup tonight in the Bull City and enjoy other fun activities at the exact same time.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000. Sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
Right now, we are following some breaking news out of Midland, Texas. A mass shooting and active standoff currently underway here. You can see the large police presence in this area, and that's because the gunman has barricaded himself in one of these buildings. Now, we know that at least nearly a dozen people were shot. One person is dead at this time. Officers responded to the active shooter incident here on West Wall Street. For people in this area, it's right off of this major thoroughfare, Business 20. But the scene was quickly secured and the area was cleared. But efforts to end the standoff are still ongoing. According to the mayor, he says our thoughts and prayers are absolutely with the victims and their families. They said that they have increased SWAT as well as other law enforcement in this area to get this to a resolution as quickly as possible. As soon as we gather more details about the ongoing situation here in Midland, Texas, we'll keep you updated.
Certainly. Thank you, Laura. Well, three-time Masters winner Phil Mickelson is no longer a member at a golf club outside San Diego. He's banned. A woman who works there accused him of inappropriate conduct. Here's NBC's Emily Aketa.
Legendary golfer Phil Mickelson banned from his longtime club amid allegations of misconduct. Golf Digest reporting that earlier this spring, according to multiple sources, Mickelson approached the female employee at the clubhouse where he made non-consensual and inappropriate physical contact with her. The employee rejected his advances and reported the incident to supervisors at the Farms Golf Club. He was confronted with the accusation on the course and left the course. That's long served as a training ground for the San Diego native ahead of major competitions. When asked about the Phil Mickelson allegations, the Farms Golf Club outside of San Diego said in a statement to NBC News, following a staff member report of member misconduct, the club conducted a thorough independent investigation, adding this individual is no longer a member without naming him. It comes after Mickelson announced in April he would step away from competition for an extended period of time while tending to a family health matter, and on the heels of several controversies involving Saudi-backed Live Golf and gambling. But Mickelson's camp hitting back. A defamation lawyer who says he represents Mickelson telling Golf Digest there's a great deal of misinformation circulating, and a spokesperson for the golfer adding, any misunderstanding has been cleared up. Phil continues to attend to a family health matter and is uncertain when he will be able to return to professional golf. Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
A police officer in California is off the force. Another is recovering from a gunshot wound after a playful exchange that superiors say never should have happened. So take a look at this video from the Pasadena Police Department. Dashcam video shows an officer joking around during a shift change. This was back in September. And one pulls his department-issued weapon in a quick draw. Suddenly, the driver accidentally fires through the windshield, wounding a colleague. The officer in the car is no longer with the department. The one who was shot is on the mend. The police chief expressed discontent.
The shooting resulted from officers engaged in unsafe and out-of-policy horseplay involving loaded firearms. Horseplay and/or failure to adhere to safety rules and standards of professional conduct will not be tolerated.
The police chief says the incident is under criminal investigation, but the DA's office says it has not received the case.
Well, a day at the amusement park in St. Louis led to a family needing to be rescued. 2 adults and 2 children spent nearly 3 hours stuck 120 feet in the air. You can see them right here. Now, they were on the ride called the Sky Screamer. Basically, it's a swing-style attraction that takes riders above the park while going in circles. The ride malfunctioned and left the family stuck high above the ground. And Six Flags first, they tried to lower the ride manually, but no good.
So then we kind of got on all the rides, and we still noticed that they were up here. We noticed that the fire department got here maybe like 30 minutes ago, but they've been on there for like hours. And that's kind of crazy to me because the first 15 minutes that somebody is not down, they should have been figuring something out.
Well, and if you didn't know, Six Flags actually keeps equipment on site for cases like this, but they were unable to reach the riders this time. Firefighters did rescue everyone, and no one was injured.
Still one ordeal. Severe storms brought dangerous winds and widespread damage across Chicago this week. Look at this dramatic video showing how powerful the gusts were, sweeping lounge chairs off a nearby pool deck that was on a high-rise and then into the traffic below. The blue chairs were pushed across the deck before some were lifted into the air by wind. The storms also appeared to shatter windows in at least 2 South Loop high-rise buildings and left hundreds of thousands of customers without power. Let's bring in meteorologist Amy Wilmoth now, and we might see some strong to severe storms, and these really could be anywhere. These would just pop up just like yesterday.
That's right, and wind damage would be the biggest threat with today's storms as well. So that's one of the reasons we issued the weather alert day for today. The other one, the dangerous heat. It is already very hot outside today. 97 is the current temperature in Raleigh. The heat index 99. We've seen a few spots though that already have those triple-digit heat index values. The high temperature, so this is the actual high temperature forecast for today, 102 in Raleigh, 102 in Durham, 102 in Rocky Mount, 101 in Fayetteville. So very hot temperatures. We broke the record yesterday with a high of 101. And I think we'll probably break the record again today. Here's a look at the heat index values up to about 108 or 109 this afternoon. So very hot temperatures that will continue into the weekend. 102 the forecast high today, the record 98. 95 is the forecast high Saturday, the record is 100. So we're probably safe from the record. But Sunday, 98 is the forecast high and the record is 97. So just kind of get used to this heat. It's going to be here for a bit. We are watching this cold front, and that's going to arrive this evening and bring the chance for some scattered showers and storms. And any storms that form today could produce some damaging winds and some brief heavy downpours, similar to what we saw with yesterday's storms. So it's quiet for the next few hours. I don't see anything on radar right now, but around 5 o'clock or so, we'll start to notice some hit and miss storms developing. And this will continue after sunset. So 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight, still at midnight, we'll still have that chance for storms. And then Saturday, the first half of the day is dry, but then we get to the afternoon and evening. And again, we'll have some spotty showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon and evening hours on Saturday. Now, Sunday is a big day around here because I'm sure a lot of people are going to try to be outside for some watch parties for the Canes game. This is 6 o'clock in the evening. Storms will be possible, and some of this will continue at game time. This is 8:15 in the evening, so showers, maybe some storms around still at that point in time. And 11:30 at night, we'll still have some scattered showers and storms. So just stay tuned. Keep watching us over the weekend, and we'll have a better idea of what that timeline for storms is on Sunday. But right now, I would at least plan for some rain and storms and also plan for some big heat on Sunday. That is going to be another very hot day across the area. The heat index Sunday could get as high as 108 or 109. So 102 today for the actual high temperature. The heat index up to 108 or 109, and we have that chance for storms today. Saturday, 95 for the high, some late day storms. 98 Sunday with some late day showers and storms. Monday looks pretty dry, still hot, and then we'll have another chance for rain on Tuesday. And Tuesday, it's a little bit cooler thanks to a cold front. 85 for the high, still in the 80s Wednesday, but we're back into the mid-90s by Thursday.
All right, thanks for that breakdown for us, Amy. So coming up on our news this afternoon, Caniac Countdown. One more win stands between the Canes and the Stanley Cup Final. We'll talk with fans with big plans for this weekend's Game 6. That's today at 4.
DMV improvement. After years of headaches, the agency appears to be rounding the corner. 5 on your side will show you the progress and share tips ahead of the summer.
Well, new research from Australia suggests that introducing eggs to infants by 6 months actually reduces the prevalence of egg allergies. Lee Waldman explains why this is significant for families right here in the U.S.
Based on research and evidence, we absolutely know early introduction is the way to go for all infants.
For Dr. Carla Davis, the Department of Pediatrics and Child Health Chair at Howard University, the evidence behind early introduction of allergenic foods is crystal clear.
We absolutely know that specifically peanut allergy, and the data is coming out more and more, like the study for egg, that early introduction definitely prevents food allergy.
In 2000, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended infants at high risk for allergies avoid eggs until age 2, thinking it might help prevent allergic reactions. Over the years, that recommendation has changed completely.
We have shown that it's safe and effective. And in addition, now we're starting to have actual population data, now from 2 different countries, 2 different methodologies, thousands of children showing that indeed we're having some effect on food allergy rates.
While this study was done in Australia, experts expect similar results in the U.S. Dr. David Hill, a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, hopes these findings will give parents who may still be uncertain about when to introduce certain foods to their babies some reassurance.
Families have told me that this is hugely meaningful for them. Anything they can do to reduce the risk of a severe, life-threatening chronic condition is, of course, going to be welcome news.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
And based on the latest evidence, researchers suggest introducing smooth peanut butter soon after a baby starts eating solid foods, usually around 6 months of age.
Melanoma accounts for a small number of skin cancer diagnoses in the U.S., but it causes the most deaths from the disease. New research could help reduce recurrence for high-risk patients. Messenger RNA or mRNA has been studied for decades, and the vaccine technology could help combat a wide range of diseases. Researchers say a personalized mRNA cancer vaccine given after tumors are surgically removed cut the risk of melanoma death or recurrence in half when combined with immunotherapy.
It's designed to allow our immune system to identify parts of the cancer cells in multiple different ways to attack it.
Dr. Nair says a larger phase 3 clinical trial is the next step in the research into this mRNA vaccine for melanoma. Enrollment is underway.
Your time this afternoon is 12:26. Folks, it is a WRAL weather alert day with a high of more than 100 degrees. Please stay hydrated. We also have a chance of severe storms, which is why meteorologist Amy Wilman will return with more information on today's double threat.
World Cup watch party. Team USA takes the pitch tonight for the first time in the tournament. How you can help cheer the team on to their first victory. And here's a look at the winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers.
Someone shredding on the guitar, you know it is another WRAL weather alert day. We have a heat advisory and a chance for severe storms this afternoon.
Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at the timeline for these storms and how hot it's going to feel.
Already very hot out there. We have an extreme risk for heat in the areas that you see shaded in purple. And again, it's already hot and temperatures will continue to climb. 97 right now in Raleigh, 96 in Rocky Mount, 94 in Fayetteville. The current heat index across the Triangle area, 106 in Chapel Hill, 111 in Durham, and this is just at noon, 108 in Clayton. It feels like 104 in Garner. We talk about how you need to protect your pet's paws heading out today. Keep it to the shady spots or the grassy surfaces. Also, a reminder, do not leave your pets in the car. Do not leave your children in the car, even with the AC on. Look at how hot temperatures can get just within an hour. If the air temperature is 90 and we're well above that, the temperature in your car, 133 degrees. So please take caution with the heat today. As Chris mentioned, we also have that threat for some storms. We have a level 2 risk across most of the viewing area, and the biggest threat would be some damaging wind gusts, which we saw with yesterday's thunderstorms that rolled through at least part of the viewing area. Right now, things are quiet. Nothing to show you on our live dual Doppler 5000. All the rain is still out to the west along a cold front that eventually will arrive later this evening and tonight. And that's when our best chance for storms will be. A couple of pop-up storms between now and then, but our greatest chance for storms will be between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock this evening and tonight. We do have some more rain on the way for the weekend. I'll show you how much rain we could get within the next 7 days coming up.
Amy, thank you. It is not only dangerously hot, but the lack of rain has caused our drought conditions to worsen. Meteorologist Grant Skinner tells us when we could get a little bit of help soon.
Yeah, possibly some hope for a little bit more rain as we head into the next couple of weeks. Our drought monitor, of course, came out yesterday, the newest update, and we have an exceptional drought across northwestern portions of our area, including northern portions of Wake County, into Durham County, Chapel Hill, Carrboro, points north. So we are in need of a lot of rain to help us out. Now between 12 and 14 inches of rain needed, and it's going to be hard to get that much rain in a 1 month period as we head into the summertime. A lot of the storms are sporadic, and so we don't have widespread heavy downpours like we have with some of our fronts during the fall or spring. So forecast rainfall the next week, at least looking a little bit promising. Maybe some of our eastern spots getting in an 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain, but that's mainly going to be back towards Greenville and towards the coastline. Much of our area only seeing 3/4 of an inch to up to an inch of rain, but long-term trends look a little bit better, at least above normal precip for central and eastern portions of the U.S. So hoping for some much needed rain to help our drought conditions as the heat and the storm chances continue.
Our dry spell has been more than 2 weeks. We've had 16 days in a row with no measurable rain at RDU International. Now, the drought monitor uses numerous factors to classify conditions at 6 levels. Learn more about how the drought monitor works and keep up with water restrictions in your area on WRAL.com. Just type drought.
Team USA will play their first game of the FIFA World Cup tonight. And this evening, there's going to be a celebration and a watch party in Durham. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains the American Tobacco campus will be filled with fans and fun tonight.
If you're still riding the high from that Big Canes win last night, you can keep those vibes going by cheering on Team USA. A huge screen will be set up here right underneath the water tower at American Tobacco campus for fans to watch the World Cup. You're watching video of some of those action-packed moments from the tournament yesterday. If you have plans to come to tonight's watch party, outside food and drink will not be allowed unless it's water. There will be water refill stations to make sure fans stay hydrated in this dangerous heat. The Durham-founded company Soccer.com is teaming up with Adidas to bring the World Cup live on the lawn. Walt Barron with American Tobacco campus says when they were approached about hosting the watch party, it was a no-brainer.
We don't typically do these big watch parties on the lawn, but it's such an iconic Durham spot for a company founded in Durham, a huge sporting event. Let's do something for the community.
You can enjoy live music featuring Eastern North Carolina's own Justin Edwards ahead of the event at 6. The watch party begins tonight at 8 o'clock. Downtown Durham will be packed tonight. There's an event happening at the DPAC and the Bulls are at home, so be sure to get here early to find a place to park. WRAL's parent company, Capital Broadcasting, owns American Tobacco. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Durham.
And tonight's game is the first of 3 group stage games for Team USA in the World Cup. Next Friday, they take on Australia, and then on Thursday, June 25th, they're going to play Turkey. You can watch all of Team USA's games on Fox 50, your home for the FIFA World Cup.
Another hurricane flag goes up outside Lenovo Center, and that leaves the Canes with just one more win away from taking home the Stanley Cup. Now, if you missed last night's game, the Vegas Golden Knights scored first, but then the Canes took over the game from there. Andrei Svechnikov had 2 power play goals to help his team to a 4-2 win. The Caniacs have a lot to celebrate, and now the Canes are in the driver's seat to bring home the cup. 100 days, that's how long it took a soccer fan to walk across the U.S. coast to coast to watch the World Cup. The touching story behind his journey.
Plus, pool toy recall. Why safety experts say these dive sticks are dangerous and how you can get a safer replacement. We are talking about thousands of Scottish soccer fans that are headed to Massachusetts before the World Cup matches near Boston. And most of them flew there, yes, but one fan has spent more than 100 days walking from California to Massachusetts to cheer on his team. He's using the attention to shine a spotlight on mental health. Greg Ferguson has covered nearly 3,000 miles on foot, all while wearing a traditional kilt. And he has stayed committed through the bad weather, the tornadoes, and other obstacles. And now, just miles away from his destination, Ferguson says the journey is about much more than soccer.
My best friend back home, Stu, and his father took his own life around 7 years ago, and that's kind of what started it all. And then, you know, having done this and sort of put myself in the position to become an advocate for mental health and men's mental health especially.
Good man. Ferguson hopes to raise £1 million, or nearly, we're talking about $1.5 million in U.S. money, in support of Scotland's leading mental health charity. World Cup matches in Foxborough kick off tomorrow. Remember, if you or someone you know is in crisis, you can dial 988 or even text it to reach the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You can also find county-by-county mental health resources available on WRAL.com/gethelp.
A popular pool toy is being recalled just as we're in pool season. The Consumer Product Safety Commission is recalling about 254,000 Sloosh dive sticks. Officials say the hard plastic toys violate a federal ban and they pose a serious impalement hazard. The toys were sold on Amazon, Temu, and Target websites before October 23rd. So far, no injuries have been reported. You're being told to stop using the toys immediately if you have them, and you can contact the company for a redesigned replacement that meets federal regulations. Dolly Parton is launching her own coffee brand. Her Cup of Ambition line will be available as grounds or K-Cups in light, medium, and dark roast. The name comes from a lyric in her Grammy-winning hit 9 to 5. Cup of Ambition will debut next month at Dolly's Tennessee travel stop in Nashville. A national rollout is planned for it later this year.
No, they have to use the song during commercial, clearly. All right, your time right now is 12:40. Storms move east. Devastating tornadoes left their mark on parts of the Midwest. The system that caused that is headed here. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth tells us what we can expect on this WRAL Weather Alert Day.
Plus, a feather family reaches their destination, but not before causing a traffic tie-up.
Happening now here in the WRAL Live Center, Texas authorities are currently in a standoff with a gunman here in Midland, Texas. You can see all of the police lights here. This is an area that is now barricaded and kind of sequestered off as they work to get this person out of the building. This is someone who police and the mayor says shot 11 people today, 9 people in the hospital right now. 1 person is dead. The Family Unification Center they have opened up is at Midland Memorial Hospital. Right now they are redirecting families to go to the hospital. Again, these are live cameras that we're looking at right now, so we don't have control of what's going on here. But an active situation that we're following right now with the investigation still ongoing, working to get that suspect out of the building and in custody.
Tomorrow, the standard Miranda warning marks its 60th anniversary. The landmark mandate stems from a case that took place in Phoenix, Arizona, and it established that police must inform individuals of their constitutional rights before interrogation. Sean Rice reports.
It's one of the most recognizable phrases in America.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say can be used
against you in a court of law.
You got the right to an attorney.
You cannot afford an attorney.
One will be appointed to me by the court.
Do you understand these rights as I've just read them to you? Words repeated in police stations, on television, and in movies for generations. But what many people do not realize is that those famous rights trace back to a case that started right here in Phoenix.
The suspect's name was Ernesto Miranda. Ernesto Miranda was arrested and investigated for a kidnapping/sexual assault that occurred within our city.
On March 3rd, 1963, Phoenix police obtained a written confession from Ernesto Miranda, but investigators never advised him of specific constitutional protections we now know as Miranda rights. Phoenix PD Sergeant Vincent Cole says this week is a significant one because the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in June 1966 that law enforcement officers must read these rights to each person they take into custody. 60 years later, they are words many may always think existed.
Prior to the Miranda decision being decided by the Supreme Court, this just wasn't a common thing in law enforcement. One could argue that they originated in this building that we're in right now, because this is where the questioning of Miranda would have occurred.
That building, now the Phoenix Police Museum, where a section of the room is dedicated solely to this case. The detective who investigated Miranda, Carol Cooley's investigative work, helped solve the crime long before modern tools like body cameras, databases, and digital records. As those advances in police work have evolved, the Miranda rights have stood the test of time, playing a vital role in the criminal justice system as we know it.
The last thing we want to do is take somebody or charge somebody that is innocent. And also we want them to be fully knowledgeable of their constitutional rights, and that includes self-incrimination.
60 years after the Supreme Court's ruling, the case remains one of the most significant legal decisions in modern American criminal justice.
All right, so I got to show you this large tornado that hit Livingston County, Illinois. It's in the central part of the state. That's where I'm from, that area. Tornado sirens sounded as people took shelter and homes were destroyed, with some people even being trapped beneath debris. You see this right here? Meanwhile, in Des Moines, Iowa, a 54-year-old man was killed when a tree broke apart and fell in a homeless encampment. A week of deadly storms is over for people living in the Midwest, and now that system is headed toward our way. I always get kind of jittery when I see tornadoes just because I lived in Tornado Alley growing up in Illinois, central Illinois. But yeah, that system, it's kind of bringing what we're going to be seeing here with some severe weather.
Yeah, we don't have the tornado threat, which is the good news.
Which is good.
Yeah, good news. But we do have the wind threat, which is what we had with yesterday's storm. So it's a weather alert day. We also have the dangerous heat that's with us again today, similar to yesterday, and a level 2 risk for severe storms later on this evening. It is hot outside right now. 97 in Cary, 97 in Garner. It's currently 98 degrees right now in Holly Springs. And then when you factor in the dew point, this is what it feels like. 99 is what it feels like in Raleigh, 108. In Goldsboro, 102 in South Hill, Virginia. So very, very hot out there. And this is the heat index forecast for tomorrow. So another hot day tomorrow. The heat index for many of you will climb into the triple digits. And this heat will be with us Sunday as well. Triple digit heat index values for most of us on Sunday as we wrap up the weekend. So just know that this heat will continue through the weekend, including Saturday, which is a big graduation day for high school graduations. It's going to be very warm in the morning, and then it will be hot in the afternoon. Temperatures will be in the mid-90s with the heat index in the triple digits. Moving on to the severe weather threat for today's weather alert day. Nothing on radar right now, so it's quiet right now. We don't expect these storms to develop until later on today. Now, yesterday, this is a look at the 24-hour rainfall and the storm reports. So all of these storm reports, those were wind damage reports. And in some of these areas in the blues and pinks, we had over an inch of rain within some of those downpours. So a sign that these storms can produce a lot of rain, but they also produce a lot of lightning and some wind damage as well. The severe risk for almost everybody today is a level 2 out of 5 severe threat. And then Sunday, we still have a level 1 risk for the northeastern part of our viewing area. We'll have some late day showers and storms Sunday, and that could impact your plans if you're headed to some of the Canes watch parties. So just keep that in mind. We have a 40% chance for some storms tonight. Same thing Saturday night, a 40% chance for storms on Sunday, and then a 30% chance Monday and Tuesday. A look at how much we could get in the next 7 days, anywhere from about 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches. So we hope this comes to fruition because we desperately need the rain with the ongoing drought. It's going to be hot on Saturday. Maybe head to an area pool, but you might have to dodge some storms in the afternoon. A high of 95 Saturday. Sunday, we'll have some scattered storms, mainly the second half of the day, and dangerous heat will be with us again. Wouldn't be surprised if we have another heat advisory issued for Sunday. We have a forecast high of 98, and again, the heat index 108 or 109 on Sunday. So dangerous heat will continue through the weekend. Weather alert day today. It is hot with that chance for storms. We'll be watching the radar carefully this evening. And then 95 Saturday, 98 Sunday. It's still hot Monday, looking pretty dry at this point. We do have another front on the way. It brings some storms on Tuesday, and it brings temperatures back to more of a reasonable number, 85, 88 on Wednesday, and then we're back into the low to mid 90s as we head into Thursday.
That's about as reasonable as it's going to get, huh, Amy? All right, thank you. Well, Renee, you could call it world-class protection from Boston's finest.
After the break, we're taking you to where this family of geese caused quite the traffic tie-up. As we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today. We now know the name of the 22-year-old man who was shot and killed by deputies in Sampson County early this morning. Family members say Sean West Jr. has been struggling mentally, and he checked himself into a hospital Monday, was released yesterday, but was still not feeling himself. His family says he drove to the Dollar General on Faison Highway and called 911 for help. It's unclear what led to the shooting, but both deputies involved are on administrative leave, which is standard protocol in shootings involving law enforcement.
And Raleigh police are investigating an attack that sent 3 people to the hospital. What you're seeing here is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker on North Raleigh Boulevard near Lions Park. Officers say 3 men got into a fight that turned into a stabbing. The victims are expected to recover, though, but no word on arrests.
Tri-River water customers in the Chatham County North District will be under water restrictions starting Monday. The district is partially supplied by the city of Durham, which is also enacting restrictions starting Monday. No spray irrigation allowed. Car washing is limited to commercial facilities, and no new landscape exemption licenses will be issued. These restrictions will be in effect until further notice.
Well, the amount of money tennis players can win from Wimbledon is increasing this year. However, it's still less than athletes requested. Wimbledon's prize fund is now nearly $86 million. That is a 20% increase over last year. The men's and singles winners will each walk away with nearly $5 million. And this year's tournament starts June 29th.
Make way for the geese. Boston police were called in to clear up a very unusual traffic situation. Officers were patrolling near the water when they ran into these geese trying to cross the road. The officers got out of their patrol car and they safely stopped traffic and helped the geese reach their destination.
Well, I'm just glad the geese didn't get riled up because for those of you who don't know, they could definitely do that. So keep your distance. All right, so our pet of the day comes to us from the SPCA of Wake County. Meet Insectosaurus. He is a 12-week-old male puppy. He weighs 12 pounds and may reach up to 50 pounds when fully grown. He's an exceptionally friendly boy who loves playtime, loves puppy kisses. Insectosaurus' adoption fee is $325. That includes his neuter, microchip vaccines, and other wellness care. You can always contact the SPCA of Wake County when you want an adoption, including this little guy right here.
What a fun name to say, Insectosaurus. NBC News Daily is next on WRAL. Your next local news update in 30 minutes.
And you can always get breaking news updates anytime with the WRAL News app. Hope you have a blessed day today, and please remember to stay hydrated, folks. It's a hot one with temperatures going beyond 100 degrees today.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.